Hello and welcome along to another episode of this FM21 Builder Nation story from Bangor City with me, Daniel. It's part 57 today and we are back for a big game in Europe. It's our Europa League Playoff tie against Olimpija of Slovenia. A very good side, 3-star reputation and some good players too. More on that later. But if we get through that and we manage to win over the two legs, we go into the Europa League group stages, our third different European competition in 3 years. Albeit it was disappointing not to reach the Champions League, this one could be a real moment for us. So I hope you're looking forward to it as much as me. If you are, please do put a thumbs up on the video. Subscribe down below for daily FM21 content. A new club in the head coach, you can catch up with that in the eye above. As well as all the playlists, including a live stream series and the podcast channel where we're closing in on 1,000 really quickly. So please do go and subscribe if you haven't yet. It makes such a difference and I can't thank you enough for your support. But one of the other things that's happening here as we go and get into today's episode is our struggles against Llandudno are continuing. They held us at home on the first day of the season, albeit with a rotated side and with some problems. So it's not all going our own way, but off the pitch, things are looking good. Some big transfer news, some important news in the loan market, and of course, some success in Europe. We got through a qualifying round without any incident whatsoever, so let's go and start by having a look at that. We had a 4-0 win away at Staznan. That was in the third qualifying round of the Europa League away from home. A late screamer from Ryan Hughes, the surprise there, after Joe Duffy and a Max Dean brace. A comfortable 2-0 win at home in the League Cup. Benson and Harness getting the goals there. A 3-0 win at home to Staznan in the second leg of the European qualifier. Max Dean with a hat-trick and a returning familiar name in central midfield. A 1-1 draw followed at home to Llandudno. Not the best result, not the best performance. Callum Maguire getting our goal there. But to be honest, as long as we stay unbeaten early on, the rest we can make up a bit later. But let's go and have a look at that transfer news. I'm sure you've noticed the names already. But the first of two new signings that are at last able to fill voids in the squad is Ian Brooks from Sheffield United. An absolute superstar over the last 2 years. And after a month and a half of saying they wanted him to go to a better club or they didn't want to loan him out, he has been allowed to come here. £1.3 thousand a week, 4.5-star ability. What a stunning player. And he is going to be a key part of our European form this season. The other one that's important is the second loan signing. Makes it 4 in the squad. We can't now have any more. Salem Al-Zabad. He comes in from Chelsea, a 21-year-old central defender. 3.5-star ability, decent on the ball. And where we've lost Monlouis, we're going to have him. He's going to be a superstar. We gave up on Kelly, we gave up on Monlouis. But we've got someone almost as good. So we've got to be happy. He's 2-footed, he's natural on both sides. He's a man mountain at 6'4". And he's going to be a superstar. Got experience at Rochdale, so it's not like he's new to professional football. And I think he's going to be a good signing. So I'm looking forward to working with him. On the other side of that, of course, particularly with Brooks coming in, it does mean that Jake Taylor has left for Cambridge. 14,000 rising to 16.5. He basically became 4th choice towards the end of last year, maybe even 5th, and ended up missing out on the squad a lot. So with Humphreys there as that 5th choice if we need him, one of the youngsters, he's an under-19 for the matchday squad as well. I just felt like Taylor was barely going to get a game, and he deserves better than that. A really good servant, a solid player at 27, but he was the oldest of the midfielders, he was the lowest rated attribute-wise, and I feel like he was the one who had to go. So back to Cambridge, where he was the season before joining us, and hopefully he'll do well in League One in England. But a really good bit of work for us in the transfer window. We still need one centre-half as a backup. I don't know if we can maybe go in for a Press or someone like that on loan, because obviously we've let them go to other clubs, but we can't really loan anyone else in. I wonder where Ted Malden is now, because he's someone who comes straight to my memory with this. He's at Blackpool. He's a fringe player. He's wanted by somebody else. So, I know he's only 2-star now, but he could be exactly what we need. So, do you know what? I'm going to make an inquiry for him. I'm going to see what the agent thinks. £1.5 a week for 20 grand. I mean, he might be the solution. So, it could be a fantastic return for one of our early heroes. But let's go and get into the first leg. We've got 2 to get through today. Of course, there was 1 point in our first league game of the season. Bala and Newtown started well. TNS and Carmarthen both okay. And Barry Town up there as well. However, the Welsh Premier League transfers have been a tad disappointing. It's just dried up a little bit. TNS, a couple of good Lone Stars, not much else. Barry, probably the biggest movers over the last 2 windows. and the likes of Llanelli Town really trying to improve domestically. So potentially longer term, they could be the ones to watch. We'll wait and see. Colwyn Bay have been busy, they have the last few years. It's just whether they've got the quality overall. But all of that will be found out later on. Still not that progress in Europe, still struggling a little bit to get the bigger names across the nation. But let's go and do our bit. Let's get into the first of today's 2 games and try and get into the Europa League group stages. So there we go. We've still got the long-term injury to the left-back Clark, who we're still looking to replace, really. We've still got Archie Woods out, although he is gradually getting back to fitness. So Benson in a holding role. We've got Cannell off the right-hand side of the box-to-box, with Brooks starting on the left now. And it's just a very strong 11. George Wickens in goal, continuing to improve. Really looking a good goalkeeper, mentally and technically. We've got McDonald back at right back, Weaver on the left, Badebo and Alzabad centre halves. In midfield, it's Benson, Cannell, Brooks and Cottrell. And up front, the deadly duo, Dean and Duffy. 17 goals between them already. And of course, plenty of quality on the bench if needed. So when we go to the first leg, the home one, we've got to take advantage. We're at the racecourse, as we often are at this stage. So let's go and see if we can get the victory. The Slovenians have got some quality players up front. A great youngster in Jark, an experienced striker in Vombagar. And Jark, to be honest, is one I'd looked at signing. He had a lot of quality. And we'll see how he does against us today. Into the first half though, we're at the racecourse for this one. And we've got to try and get a lead in the first leg. We saw the damage against Gothenburg if you don't start well. And this club's a similar size, so we're going to have to be very careful. As they come straight forward from the kickoff with Vombagar. Holding it up to Petrovic on the left-hand side. Time on the ball. Intercepted, is it? No. McDonald misses out and it's back into Benkovic. Keeps possession well. It's a good start by our visitors. And we don't want them scoring in the first minute. It would certainly put a spanner in the works. And we don't want to drop another competition as Jark gets in. Oh, I think the flag's gone up. I think we're going to VAR. But after 30 seconds, Olimpija fly through. It looked on to me. I'm not going to lie to you. Hopefully, it is offside. VAR has done us a favour. I'm not a fan of it, but today, it certainly spared our bacon early on. If we look at Jark, it's a quality player. A lot of pace, a lot of quality on the ball. Very strong mentally and off the ball. And he's already scored a goal for them in Europe this season. But a poor start, we've got to get better than that. And we need to get on the front foot quite quickly here. As a header from Badebo finds Brooks in midfield. Can we create something going the other way? Brooks charges down the left. No real pressure on him. Back to Weaver, the left back. Early delivery. Max Dean's in there. Hits the crossbar and bounces just over. I'm not sure the keeper was entirely sure about that. But as it stands, we're back on the front foot. As Cannell puts an in-swinging free kick in. Badebo heads just over. Good football. Good opportunities. We're getting the ball in from wide areas. But it's still 0-0. And similar to Gothenburg, they've matched us up with that narrow diamond. And it seems to be causing us all world of troubles, particularly at the back. And we've got to bear in mind, this defence hasn't played together much. Though Dean and Duffy at the other end combined, they've played together plenty. And Dean's shot forces a good save. Petrovic clears downfield. And that's the end of that chance. 4 shots to us, none for Olimpija just yet. But the offside trap is the only thing stopping that. 20 on the clock, so throw on the left for Weaver. Up to Joe Duffy, the centre forward. Back to Weaver again, who beats his man. Duffy wants to be getting in the box there. But instead, it's a poor cross that's blocked and cleared away. And Von Berger picks it up. In the centre circle for Benkovic. Really good football on the counter. We look in right trouble. Jark's got himself in again. And this time he was onside. It's just wide of the post though. And we're let off for the second time in the game. This is really, really worrying. Just like Gothenburg, we risk throwing it all away. But with just over half an hour on the clock, we are back on the front foot. And I feel the first goal would settle the nerves. As Cannell finds Cottrell to Dean. Just overhit. He probably should have shot there. Lovely football in the build-up. And Weaver gets it on the left to Benson. Plays a 1-2 with him. We're not really going anywhere though. Because they've got that narrow diamond, they're pressing us man for man narrowly there. And the only real chances we're getting to get in are down the flanks. As McDonald finds Max Dean, who drifts wide. Back to Brooks on the edge. Chance to shoot. That is absolutely stunning. 4.5 star ability. And that's the difference it makes. Maybe if we'd had that against Gothenburg, it would have been that 1-1 draw. It would have been that 2-1 victory. But we've got it now as Dean gets in from the corner. And just as we predicted, the first goal builds the confidence. The floodgates open. And from a corner kick just a moment later, Max Dean doubles the lead. Brilliant 5 minutes for Bangor City. And here we go again on the front foot. As McDonald gets it down the line to Dean. Plays a 1-2. Back into Luca Cannell. Delivers early. Duffy's up. I think he's offside. We're going to VAR. The referee blows his whistle. And I've got a feeling this one will be chalked off. It is a clear offside, no goal, and it remains 2-0 with 10 to the break. As McDonald's got a throw in on the right to Max Dean. McDonald again to Cannell, all of the actions coming down the flanks. Out to Benson in central midfield. Back to Brooks. Time on the ball, there's a man over on the left, instead turns right to McDonald. The fullback's having a field day. Dean can't quite get on the end of it. Benkovic hoofs it away as far as Weaver, but again, he's got time and possession out wide. Slides it in, it's a brilliant through ball, and a sliding challenge blocks Max Dean. An exciting 40 minutes here, regardless of the score. And the fact there's only 2 in the last 10 minutes is disturbing, but before that, we'll be happy to have the clean sheet. As Shreds heads away, Brooks is going to get there. And it is all Bangor City at the moment. These are the 15-20 minutes where a side like ours can take the tie away from teams. But on this occasion, we've been thwarted in our tracks. Still 2-0, 5 to half time, and it's been a wonderful last 10 minutes for us. There we go then. The expected goals definitely reflects the scoreline. And for the last 15 we were brilliant, but the counter-attack here is a real worry. Jacques had a couple of great chances. One he missed and one he was fractionally offside. Or it could well be 2-2, and here he comes again. Defending him is Weaver. Does brilliantly. Fantastic defending from Weaver. Wins it back. Slice Duffy in as well. That is absolutely sublime. Weaver wins it back on the counter. Beautiful through ball. 40-50 yards on it. And Duffy slides it in. Composed finish as always. It's 3-0. And if we keep a clean sheet here, it's definitely tie over. And we've got a throw on the left as we reach the hour mark. We will make changes in a moment. Headed away as far as Benson. Out to Weaver on the left-hand side. Crosses it back to McDonald, the right back. Surging forward. Goes for the shot himself just over. We've got a poor performance from Cottrell in the number 10. So Maguire's on for him. Brooks is still a little bit tired after coming back very recently. So we're going to take him off as well. And then I think at right back we'll probably take McDonald off. It's his first game back from injury. His first start back, I should say. So Brooks is going to be replaced by Cannell on the left. Daniel Williams on the right. And with 25 to go, it remains 3-0 to Bangor City. If we can get 1 or 2 more, we can rest people in the second leg. And here we come again, 15 left. It's Jack Hankin with a poor throw-in. Headed away, but only as far as him again. And he's got time to pick a pass. Goes back to Alzabad. Out to the left-hand side. The right, sorry for us, for Hankin. Delivers early. Joe Duffy's there. Oh, I thought he was offside. What a brilliantly timed ball from Jack Hankin. Brilliantly in that corridor between centre-halves and goalkeeper. Neither knew whether to commit. And in the end, Joe Duffy makes it 10 for the season too. He levels up with Max Dean, and we're back again as Maguire goes down the left to Weaver. Brilliant play. The fullback's creating absolutely everything. Cannell crosses, headed away as far as Vombagar. Marinsek gets it up. Jacques on the counter. We don't want the away goal, and we don't get it the first time. The second time he hits the bar. After a brilliant save from the keeper, he tried to be too clever, and we get away with it. It remains 4-0 Bangor City. Should be tie over. But there's still that threat on the counter-attack. A good performance, 45 seconds to see it out. And here come our visitors. Jacques tries to cross. Weaver does well again. Jacques drifting right quite a lot here. Lazarevic gets it. Into midfield. Crosses the ball, but Dabo clears. Can Dean produce something on the counter? He's trying to get in behind for a fifth. Up to Duffy. Flicks on for Cannell. This is the moment. Luca Cannell makes it 5. It is tie over. The second leg is not worth the worry. It is all about who we're going to get in the draw now. We will be in the Europa League group stages. We've just got to be professional in the second leg. A wonderful performance, a brilliant result. I'll see you in a moment as we head to Slovenia. We're back for the second leg and we have had another scare in between. A 2-1 win away at Haverfordwest, who without a red card might well have got something out of this. Smothers with a screamer early on for them to put them in the lead. And again, it's a case of the misfiring backup strikers. Harness got 1 but missed 2 sitters. Glatzel missed 1 as well. And we relied on Ben Cottrell in the end to get a brilliant winner. Without that moment of individual brilliance, probably would have been another draw and another bit of frustration. But as it is, we've got a brilliant lead going into this one. And we should be in pole position to get through to the Europa League group stages. We'd have to do very well to throw away a 5-goal lead. And this is the squad we've gone for. I believe it's exactly the same first 11 as the last game. However, Archie Wood's back on the bench. He is fit. And we're going to get him 30 minutes, maybe 45 if we're feeling good. And hopefully he'll be ready then for the weekend. So let's go and get into it. The same 11 as the last game. And hopefully a lot more convincing than we've been domestically. Let's go and find out. Same front two and a lot of familiar names in this Olimpija team. I'm not sure why here we've lost the assistant manager's sort of team talk stuff. It's happened a couple of times now. I'm going to have to go and check afterwards to see what's going on, because I'm pretty sure Asa Hall got a new contract and is still at the club. We've got to watch a highlight first in the first minute here as McDonald gives it to Cannell on the right hand side. Gets it back again. Cannell on the edge of the box, cutting in off the right, and with his left foot a brilliant delivery, but Duffy was just offside as he heads against the crossbar. As McDonald gets it on the right hand side to Cannell. Seems to have coincided with that as the through ball switch is gone over the top of Weaver and the defender does well to clear. Alzabad starts again to Benson in the centre circle. Out to Cannell. It's got McDonald on the right, and similar to the last game, we're playing from the width. We're taking advantage of them playing a narrow diamond because we're better at it. And that's the one thing we can get against these sides who match us up. As Weaver gets it left side again into Joe Duffy. And there you go. Just in case there was any doubt of a heavy defeat, the away goal means Olimpija needs 7. And that is not going to happen. And we're straight with them from the kickoff. Seems to be very hectic, these two games. In fact, they look to have gone to a back 3 now by that. Because I can only see 3 central defenders. So maybe they're trying to deal with the width early here. As Courage switches it, McDonald heads away. He's going to fall for the left wing back, and that's Petrovic. And he's got time on it. Finds Benkovic in the middle. Good football here, but they're not really going anywhere. Petrovic being forced back again into Marinsek. Inside to Courage. Lovely football. Lovely flowing stuff. Finds Jacques. It's a brilliant goal. And I tell you what, he threatened that a few times in the first leg. We saw it. We said it. And the offside flag saved us. But this time, no such luck. 1-1 on the night. Just 6 more to go for Olimpija. And I laugh about it now. If they score another one, I might start panicking. As Benkovic finds Petrovic. They still threaten out wide. They've got some really good footballers here. And Jacques up top, he's a player I'd love to have. He doesn't really suit us because he's a striker who can't really finish. But he's such a good player. As Von Berger gets on it. It's 2 in 2 minutes. It is 2-1 to Olimpija. We are in a bit of trouble here. Albeit they need 7, it shouldn't happen. But that is not the start we were looking for. The arrogance is right there. So let's go and berate them because that has not been an appropriate 5 minutes of effort. As Brooks gets it on the left-hand side. Switches it up to Dean. Finds Benson. We could do with an equaliser here. The away goals make it less and less likely there'll be a miracle at the end of this match. As Weaver delivers it. Duffy's there. And he heads just over the bar. 10 minutes gone. It's action-packed again. But this time, Olimpija have taken their chances. And with 20 on the clock, they've got a long kick down the left, which Alzabad heads away. We have got to bear in mind, particularly with Alzabad coming in, that this back 4 haven't played together much. Though it's not acceptable that Jacques got in yet again. It's a brilliant save by Wickens to save the day. But it is really poor the way we're defending in this game. It seems like complacency. And to be honest, I'm not confident at the moment, as Benkovic puts one wide again. Free time on the edge of the box. And we are clinging on for dear life. We're seeing highlights galore, the exact opposite of what you'd want coming away from home in Europe. And here we are again with Alzabad, to McDonald, to Cannell, to Brooks. In fact, I'm going to drop to balanced. I'm that nervous about it, as McDonald goes right again. He's got 2 men inside of him. Will he take them on? He doesn't. He goes back to Cannell. Plays a 1-2 with him. McDonald can cross. Cannell's there again though. Can he whip that ball in? He goes himself. And he's shot straight at the keeper. Good hands from Klemencic. And it remains 2-1 to Olimpija. And we're still seeing the highlight. We're just basically watching the whole game here. What's key highlights about this? It's going to lead to something because it's been going on for ages. Marinsek picks it up in midfield. Back up front again. Dean nicks it. Can we steal that second goal on the break? Here he comes, Max Dean, down the right-hand side. He's got to the byline. He's got to deliver. There's 2 in there. Max Dean delivers back to Luca Cannell. And there you go. If there was any doubt now, Olimpija need 8. And we are through to the Europa League group stages. 2-2 on the night, 7-2 on aggregate. Job done, I hope. What is concerning me though is the fact we're seeing a highlight every 2 or 3 minutes here. We've basically watched the majority of this match as Courage gets in again. From the right, tries to cross. Into the box, it's another goal. What the hell is going on defensively? This time it's Weaver who's at fault. I've never seen anything like this from us. Not for a long, long time. Benson puts the cross in, Brooks header away, and it could have been 3-3 there. But the defending is spectacularly bad. And look at the ratings. The 2 fullbacks are in the 7s, Badebo 6.5, and the rest are pretty solid. I don't really understand how we're conceding all these goals whilst playing supposedly well. It really is a bit bizarre. We head away another corner, and it looks like Olimpija can start again. They go back to the keeper, just 5 minutes to half time. Klemencic will take the ball downfield, goes long over the top. We've left them again. Von Berger's in. This is a big concern. Do you know what? I'm a little bit worried about this. Where on earth has our defence gone? We cannot play like this and get away with it. There's no tactical tweaks. There's no changes to the early rounds. Just some very arrogant defending. It's 3-2 at half-time to our host from Slovenia. And Olimpija, I tell you what, they'll consider themselves unfortunate. If it wasn't for a very good goal from the edge of the box and a couple of screamers late on in the first leg, we could be in all sorts of bother here. As Weaver picks the ball up on the left. 5 minutes gone in the second half. Brooks delivers, Cottrell heads on, and it's 3-3. It's important that these front three continue to save us. And I tell you what, they're doing just that. Because without them, we would be in big trouble. And we're reliant on them. Cannell's got a goal. Cottrell's got a goal. Duffy's got a goal. For some reason, Cannell's isn't showing up here. The little goal symbol, it's not there. But he's definitely scored a goal in this match. Another one of those bizarre things since the update. But either way, we've got 20 minutes to go now. It's 3-3 on the night. It should be tie over. So let's get a couple of subs on. Dexter Harness will replace Max Dean. Luca Cannell's tired, so I'm going to push Benson up and bring on Archie Woods for his comeback. Just give us that bit of bite in midfield as well. And then at the back, Badebo's complacent. I've got to find a way to get him off. I'm going to bring Hankin on because McDonald can play centre half. Not naturally, but he's okay. So Hankin on at right back, McDonald shuffles across. And hopefully that'll be the end of the goals conceded tonight. We've got 10 minutes left on the clock and thankfully it has just calmed down now. We're back with another highlight, but we'll take the break that we got. As it's Obrez on the right hand side, over to Jacques. He has run us absolutely ragged. And I tell you what, sometimes in these series, you want to find players organically. I watch that footballer play and I say, I'd love to have him in my team. And as a result, we're going to go and scout him. He's on a very low wage because of the nation he's playing in. He's 18, so he'd certainly fit in our Build a Nation series. And we've got to find a way to get people like that in, because what a player he looks. As Hankin delivers from the right to Brooks, to Cottrell. Can we nick it on the night? It's a good save by the keeper. It will finish 3-3 with just 10 seconds left. A lot of tired legs out there. We've got to strengthen the defence. We've got to get a backup left back and a fourth centre half, because otherwise these boys, they're just going to carry on getting shattered and putting in performances like this. As it is, it's a fantastic aggregate win. But there was a lot in tonight's performance to digest. There was a lot to dissect as well. Because there are a few things I would like to not see for a very long time at this football club. Some of the defensive effort was poor, but it matters none. We are into the Europa League group stages. We have got a big draw to come tomorrow. And we'll be back in a moment to finish the episode with the Europa League group stage draw. Well, we've skipped to the following day. And because of a delay to the Zorya Videri City game, we're not actually going to get the draw in this episode. So it will be a big surprise when we come back. We've got Queen's Park in the SPFL Trust Trophy. We need to get on form domestically. And then we will be back for our first Europa League group stage game. We played the Europa Conference. We played the Champions League. We've never played this one in the middle. So will it be the smooth sailing we had in the lower competition? Will it be the very tough days and tough nights we had in the Champions League? I don't know. We'll wait and see. So a big surprise to come in that one. Hopefully a little bit of transfer work as well. But if you did enjoy this episode, seeing us to complete the job and get into the European group stages again, please do put a thumbs up on the video. A new competition to look forward to. So if you want to stay up to date with it, subscribe down below and turn that notification bell on. We're coming towards a thrilling end to the season in the head coach with our new club Southampton. So please do check that one out in the eye above. And of course you can stay up to date with the live stream series and the podcast channel up there too. A massive thank you for your continued support. It really is greatly appreciated. Let me know in the comments what you think we need to do. And I'll see you next time for the Europa League group stages.